Peter, why did you choose him as your vice? In all, I don't know how many, like 200 or 300 people in the whole school. What's one thing that you've maybe learnt about life? We know we are all still young. We're all below 18. That's one thing that you'd want.
I don't want to leave. Okay, I want to leave behind a memory of me, like something that.
What do you think is stopping you from leaving that encouragement right now? Because you're now waiting for when that time will come and you start doing it. Hi guys, and welcome back to the A Million Friends podcast. I'm your host Shama Matovu, and today I'm here with two friends of mine. They're going to each introduce themselves, starting with from Peter.
Hello everyone. Actually, my name is Peter Angareno, and I've been here before, and nice to see you.
Yeah, he has been here on the Warriors Van episodes. You guys should probably go watch them out. They're audio only. And right on my left, this is the left, right? Yes. Yeah, on my left, who do I have here?
Guys, my name is Elijah Nkonge. Yeah, it's never nice to be on this show. Yeah,
so I'm very grateful for their parents for allowing them to come here. Yeah, we work with parents. So this is not only student-based or child-based. And before we start today's episode, I'd just love to thank the owners of Shine Country Resort. This is where we are recording from, this beautiful background, and basically the whole beautiful place that we are being able to record from, because it has a beautiful scenery. And, when you're recording these things, being in a beautiful place helps you to remember and, just relax your mind. Just imagine you're recording from a place that is noisy, right? Yeah, so we're recording from Shine Country Resort. It's a really beautiful place. You guys should come and check it out. It's in Chigo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so with that being said, we're going to start today's episode, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry for the advert. Yeah, so I had this question in mind, which we're going to start with as we get into our podcast. Don't be so serious, it's a conversation. So the first question is, in case each of us were to be famous, what would that person be famous for, or what would each of us be famous for, and why? So I'm going to start with Peter. If I was to be famous, or Elijah would be famous, what would we be famous for and why?
Let me start with Elijah. I think if Elijah was to be famous, he'd most likely be maybe if I look
wow.
if I look at him now, I think if he was to be famous, Elijah would be a cricket player.
Wow.
It's cricket player. We see the outfit. Huh?
Cricket player.
Cricket player. Then me.
What does you know Charles Dickens, right? He been like his work field, like a writer or something like that.
Wait, could you tell me one of the pieces Charles Dickens has written? Is it like literature or biology? I don't know. I confuse. Oh no, I'm confusing Charles Dickens with Charles Darwin. Is it Darwin? No, whatever he was. This evolution guy. Yeah. So yeah. Then Elijah, what would I be famous for, and he?
I see you as these journalists who going. Well, like, I just see you as these journalists. I just see you as a journalist. As for Peter, I see him as a professor.
Professor.
Yeah, those lecturers.
Goodness. Which subject do you think he'd be teaching?
I see he has a passion for geography. Very much. So I think he'll be in the. Okay, he will be dealing with nature and stuff like that.
Geography. Then me? Oh, you said journalist already. So let me give my side. I think for Peter, it will also be like a scientist, like one of those Einstein's friends. Yeah, then for Elijah, but cricket player, okay, a really nice one. But I think you'd be owning, like, these guys who own big retail stores, like Walmart or something.
A farm.
I don't know why you look to be some sort of dealer. I don't know. Yeah. Don't take it to heart.
That is just. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you first change my answer for Elijah?
Uh-huh.
I think if Elijah was to be someone to be famous, right, you either be known for being a cricket player or someone who sells fruits on a worldwide scale. You can even see from his feet. He looks like
farmer.
Our very own farmer Elijah.
What do you have to say?
Okay, that is interesting, but I see it also. It's part of my career. Yeah, somehow there.
You love farming. You once told me about your cows.
The cows are but like the cows We don't have cows currently. Yeah. But like we major in fish. Yeah.
Okay. Still asking for a cow anyway. We're going to go on to the next question for this podcast. We had some questions prepared. I'm sorry for reading, by the way. So the next question is, what have you found funny or interesting about this world? Again, I'm going to start with Peter. Like the current world right now, what have you found interesting or funny about it?
Okay, so this world is very interesting, and what I found funny about is like number one, the UCL, the UEFA Champions League, because on one side it looks like a battleground, and on the other
Yeah.
it's all daisies and roses. Then I also find it funny about how people are laughing and making it stock like I'm just finding it's not being funny, but like this funny where it's funny but it's not that funny as well. So like these people who are making memes or about how when they finally grow up, will start happening and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I just find it funny for how people are finding that funny. That's what I find funny.
What about you, Elijah?
Can you repeat the question for me?
What do you find funny or interesting about the current world?
I find it interesting. Okay, the way countries are fighting for different objects. Okay, like it's just interesting. Okay, like items and stuff like that. But okay, not objects, but like they are fighting to also make a living from other countries who have already made a living out of everything they've gone through. I don't know if you see it, but like that's how I see it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, anyway, on my side, I think something that I found very funny or interesting is the way each generation thinks that the world is going to end on them. Like, I was talking to my parents and they were like, hey, we thought the world was going to end there. These scientists had talked about a comet. And also us in our generation, I'm like, bro, these Trump things and Iraq and whatever, the world is going to end. Us winning a cup,
For once.
For once.
Yeah.
Yeah, so generally everyone is thinking that the world is going to end, but then at some point you find us with our grandchildren. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that has been one question to kind of break the ice. And another one is, in case you were to be any age, what would it be and why? Let me start with Elijah.
I think I'll be between 10 years to 20. Between
Wait, choose an age. That's true, bro. That's too bad.
12 years.
Why?
Okay, because 12, when I was 12, I had this passion. I was very energetic. I would love to do anything. Like, even though I was tired, I will make an effort to do it. Yeah.
So these days you no longer?
No, these days I still have the heart to do it, but like these days I'm currently piled up with many stuff. Yeah.
The farming, the grocery.
The books,
What about you, Peter?
For me, if it has to be any age, I think I would be 24.
Why?
So the reason why I think so is like because right now I can't do a lot of things because first of all I don't have the funding to do so, and second of all there are like a lot of restrictions. Like you need to be like there's like this restriction that you can't like I'm right now with books and all that other stuff. But when I reach like a certain age, I could have like some few moments where I can I can understand, I can start putting in time, putting in money to like a certain idea I have, because right now I need my parents' money. I don't generate my own money. Right now I need my parents' money, so I don't want to over depend on my parents. So I want like be at an age where I can have the money and have the money and also have like right now we have resources, we have AI, and this is the best time to
AI.
This is the best time to skyrocket up in wealth, and because many people are doom scrolling, remember doing other things, but if you like have that idea that sets you apart, it will really.
You talked about not having the funds right now, and by then you'd have them. What do you think is going to change?
Elaborate.
You said you'd want to be 24. One of the main reasons I picked up was because you don't have funds right now, and by then you have and you can spend right now. You're depending on your parents. What do you think is going to differentiate Peter now and Peter then in terms of having funds? Because if right now you don't have money, do you think you'll have it by then?
Yes.
Or you'll probably still be a student?
Yeah, but I'll still have money.
How?
How? Okay, like, so I have a plan, and
Uh-huh.
that plan is that by the time, okay, I should have experience for marking somewhere, right? So that when I would be at standing in the field where I'm working, like, I'll have an easier time navigating through to get a job there. So that when I am studying, I am also working.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's what I want.
So
That's
right
my
now you
plan.
can't work.
Yes, I can't work.
Well, therefore, do you have a job?
No, I don't have a job right now, but like I currently okay, I work with my parents. Yeah.
You work with your parents.
Yeah. My okay, where I currently okay earn money from is from I go to the farm and I do some work there. I help with the fish with mostly okay. Since we major in fish, I mostly always count. I help in counting the fish. Many stuff, feeding them, taking care of them, making sure they are healthy, yes, and like they are not being endangered with anything because there are many okay creatures there, but yeah, okay, yes, okay. There are many creatures there, but like okay, we also have birds who would like just come and start okay, they can just come and grab the fish and go, and like we like once they take it, we lose value of what we have said.
I have one question. Like, so do you like just count the fish, like every fish that passes by, and just count?
No, we choose a month and a day where we are certain they are they are fully grown and they are mature, and we let out the water. We drain it out to a certain amount of water where we can see the fish and like we can easily grab them and count them.
Wait, so you pick them out of the water and you count them?
Yes, while separating them into another pond or into a drum. Yeah.
How long does that usually take? I'm sorry to ask about the fish, but
It usually takes it depends on how fast the drainage of the water is. If they are young, if they are young, if they are young fish, it takes okay like because each pond has their own pipe, but that their own size depending on the size of the fish. So we have to regulate how much water is going out, and if this water is sustainable for them to live, because the heat there is also very serious. Yeah, it's very serious. So like so we have to make sure they are still in their natural habitat to so that we are not stressing them, and they are also cooperating with us.
do you eat fish?
Yes, I eat fish. Fish is one of the most dishes I like. Yeah, it's very.
Don't you get tempted as you're counting them?
No, I can't because as you're counting. No, as you're counting them, okay, they are very. The fish we deal in catfish, right? They are very
Catfish?
Okay, I think we have had enough questions on fish. We've had enough.
Okay. Enough questions of me. I know, like, my curiosity just kept on asking because I think the only time I've seen a real fish, apart from like on a screen, was in like you know these tanks, fish tanks. Yeah, so my curiosity got ahead of me, and yeah. So as we step into that next section of our podcast, I'm going to briefly give an intro or about you guys, a backstory so that we could easily like summarize it. We don't have to get too much into detail. But recently at our school, Word of Life International School, really good place. Shout out to Teacher James. Really good place. Peter and Elijah went up for the posts of president and vice president at our school. And to be honest, for me, it wasn't like a big surprise or anything like that, but it was shocking because usually like we're in grade 10 right now, and usually in our class, like few people actually, last year no one even went for it. Like it's usually grade 11 that goes for it. And these guys really put themselves out there. And so that is the question I had today in mind. Like one of the biggest and main questions of this whole podcast is, Peter and or Elijah, what was the hardest part about putting yourself out there? So I don't know who's going to start. Okay, Peter, you can start.
Okay, let me just make this clear.
Yes.
The hardest part about making, like going through this election stuff is like the negativity.
What do you mean?
What I mean, right?
Yeah, just imagine someone who doesn't know you or doesn't know that school. So give us a full picture.
Okay, so these elections happened like very recently. I'm not talking about like a very long time ago. Like happened very recently, but
Like a few days or weeks. Yeah.
weeks actually. It was like a month ago when this happened. So like
Yes.
me and Elijah were running for the post of president and vice. So during that time, I noticed a lot of things that were happening. Like some people were you feel like some reclusiveness because there was someone who was running against us that was, let me say, very popular.
Yeah.
Very popular, right?
I get what you mean.
So like when you run against someone that's popular, of course, everything comes into factor. There can be mind games being played, a lot of things happen, but sometimes people can have a negative connotation towards you.
Yeah.
So like that's the biggest thing that can happen. Like you don't even, there are some people who you never expect it from, but you end up finding them having like this negativity towards you just because you're waiting for a post that someone that they like or they're a friend or someone that they prefer over you is going over.
Wow, that's deep. I have a question, but we shall get more into that. Forgive me on my questions. So Elijah, what was the hardest part for you in like putting yourself out there?
The hardest part was actually applying for this.
Why?
Because it's not really frequent of me to put myself out into the public. So like it took courage, and like there were nights where I'll like first have some negativity thoughts of whether I will go through or want to go through. But yeah, I was like, let's leave this to God. He has a path.
You said that you don't usually do it, and I'm really thankful that you actually did, because few people ever do it. But what made you to go this time?
I recently had a talk with Peter, and like he was telling me not recently, but like when we were going for the post, he told me the disadvantages of the school, and like how me and him will work together to satisfy, I don't know how to say, but like fix all this to make it a better place.
Yeah.
Not for the children, but like for the whole.
Okay. So my next question is to Peter, and you're also going to answer. Yeah, it's a two-way question. So you obviously, once I ask it, you're going to know your answer is coming. So better start cooking. Peter, why did you choose him as your vice? In all, I don't know how many, like 200 or 300 people in the whole school. Why Elijah?
Okay, so a question is actually coming to me a lot, like why him? So I'm going to say it again. Many people who were options were either unavailable or unserious.
What do you mean unserious?
You see, the Elijah you see here is a very special boy. He's a two-way man. He can be unserious when he's unserious and serious when he's serious.
Yeah.
I hope you understand him.
Businessman, yeah.
He's unserious at some times, but can also be serious.
Yeah.
So like that part of being okay, like you can't be with someone who is always serious and uptight. You need someone who can bend to the situation, right?
Mix, yeah.
So Elijah is that person. He can bend to the situation. He can understand. He may look tough or however he looks.
First smile,
but he can adjust to the situation, and he has good ideas, but he's sometimes too unserious. Let me say that.
Yeah.
But why I chose him is that he has a future. That's why I chose him. Like he has the people who can like back him up. Then he also has like the good ideas and the way to follow them through.
Yeah. So Elijah, why did you accept when he chose you? When he asked you, sorry.
Why I accepted it because I was his last hope. Okay, not only his last.
Okay, we
hope,
get.
but like,
yeah.
But like I saw he wanted this position badly. So like I was like, we might not go through, but like let me at least help him go through what he's desiring.
Yeah, just to clarify something, this may sound like Peter is being desperate, or maybe he didn't have anyone, but no offense, I'm clarifying. To be honest, I was also in the same school and same class, and I saw Peter having a list. I'm just like using a metaphor or something. You had a list of people you had hopes, people who you wanted to ask. And at the end of the day, by the time you went through that whole list, like all of them were either busy or unavailable, as you said, or unserious. So it's not that when he said it was his last hope, he wasn't saying that, oh, he needed him or stuff like that, or he couldn't do it without him. But literally, that was kind of the whole situation. And yeah, so we totally get it. And yeah, so I have another follow up question that came when Peter was speaking. Peter, you said that Elijah had a future. How did you see that, or how do you see that, or how do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
I can tell. Okay. You can tell it by the purpose they have.
What do you mean purpose they have?
Okay, let me say this. There are some people, right, who wake up but don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There's some people who.
Okay, yeah.
There's some people who wake up but they don't know why they're woken up. It's like has become a routine to them. They're woken up. They just come. They continue, but you can tell when someone, like when you tell someone something, right, and some like a fire lights in their eyes, or like they show curiosity.
Yeah.
So like my future, I didn't foresee anything or anything like that. But what I was saying is that when I asked him about it, you could see like he was actually happy, and you could tell like he wanted to do this.
He got kind of the same energy back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow, that's powerful. People these days, teens these days are advancing. Reading signs. That's really powerful, to be honest. I won't lie. And wow. And yeah, so this is now moving on to my next question, and Peter has actually hinted about it a bit. Let me just read it, because the way I wrote it, I think would bring it out better. Yeah, why do you wake up every day is a question I'm going to ask both of you guys. And this is not just because I have to go to school, but what gives you hope for a future, especially in a world like this? And in some days we put in little effort, but we still go to do the exam. You know what I mean? You have this hope for a future, even sometimes when you do not give your best. So the big question is, why do you wake up every day? Like, what is your whole motive? I don't know, maybe Elijah, you could start.
Okay, my whole motive is why I wake up every day is that I see this world is okay. It's advancing, and like the way it's advancing is not the way it's supposed to be advancing, because okay, people are for example, if someone starts up a business today, and like the business isn't going well, they will find all ways possible to bring up the business, and like even though it means doing this, doing that, yeah. So like I just see, okay, I wake up every day so that I can find a way of stopping that.
So I remember there's a quote. I don't know if it was from Peter. I don't know who it was, but it was "Be the change you want to see in the world." I think it was by Gandhi. Peter,
when you mentioned quote, I remember something that should be.
We shall not talk about that, Mr. President. We shall not talk about that. Yeah, but yeah. So that I think it was a quote by Gandhi: "Be the change you want to be in the world." And so, Elijah, you have this fascination, and I won't just say gravity towards the business kind of world. Why do you think? Because I believe I believe in God, and we're Christians, and I believe it's God who puts those desires in our hearts. Those desires in our hearts. But why do you feel like you'll be best in that field?
Okay.
Like, what do you love about it, basically?
Okay, what I love about it is that okay, it's not to love, but like because you can be taking yourself into some dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Like people will find always possible, but also eliminate the
threat.
The threat, yeah. So like you need to as you're doing what you want to do, you also have to be watching your back and like on everything thing you're doing. Yeah. But like the answer to your question is it's a very hard question, but the answer is, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, let me ask another question as you maybe think about that, or maybe we shall get back to that a bit later. You see how dirty the business game is. I won't just say dirty. There's a lot of things that are happening, and there's a lot of people are so desperate to win, let me just say, and they do things, you've already talked about it, they do things that are not really the best. So in a world that is playing a dirty business game, why are you walking towards that direction? Because for me, I don't know. I mean, when I, like, for example, this is just generally how I am. Politics, that's one thing that I don't think I'll ever venture into. I don't think so. I don't know where you get the courage from to actually walk into that field.
Because I just want to change for the world, like back to its natural state. Right now, it's not in its natural state.
Would you give us an example of what you mean by that?
Okay, back then, not okay. Before,
Let's just say before.
before or after Christ?
Let's just say before.
Before Christ.
Okay.
Okay, let me just start. Okay, before people were like, okay, people were content with
Yeah.
with what they had back then, but like now in this current time, everyone wants to be at the top, and like they will find all means possible to go and be at the top, even though it means okay many stuff, but like I think you guys know what people can do to reach the top at all means possible. So like I just want to take the world back to the way it used to be. And, like everyone should be content with what God has provided them with, and like they should like what they have been given.
Yeah, one step at a time. Peter, what's your answer to that question? Why do you wake up every day?
Okay.
What do you live for, basically?
What do I live for?
Yeah.
It's a good question, but I think the best answer I can give is I live for Christ. I want to like.
Okay.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Like I know, okay, not I know, but we are Christians, and I believe you as a person you live for Christ. But I'm saying like in the world, like you know how Paul lived for Christ, but he was a tent maker, so that he could not be a burden. So basically, why do you wake up every day?
I wake up every day because, first of all, I wake up every day because I know it's a gift. Because how many people have woken up today? How many people have you seen that you have known? Like, how many people just generally wake up every day? You don't know how many those people are.
Okay, yeah.
Why do I wake up every day? First of all, I wake up because I know it's a gift. Then I wake up knowing that I can bring something to the world. Like, I wake up knowing that, you know what, there is something that is happening in the world currently, and if I have the ideas and the mindset to do it, and I also have the provisions to do it, I can bring an impact. So I wake up every day because knowing that I can be the change, I can be the light in the world.
Yeah. So as we are coming to the end of this podcast, I know it has been really not very long, but it has been, we've talked about a lot, and I would like to maybe start like summarizing it. You guys have talked a lot about being change and the light and bringing change. In case today someone asked you, maybe like God asked you today, like you had a dream tonight, okay, I don't know, a vision, maybe like Angel Gabriel, someone came to you and asked you for one thing that he would give you right now that is going to help you to start your journey, or to really empower you basically on this journey. Like, you know how for maybe some of those guys in the Bible it was good news, and for some other people it was what was it, like maybe a book or something. I don't know. What would you ask for in case they were to empower you?
You want to start?
Peter, you can
Okay,
start.
I can start. So what I would like to ask for is, I would like to ask for one thing.
Yeah, one thing only.
One thing. So for me, what I would like to ask for is, I would like to ask for discipline.
That's
Discipline is something you can build, but it's a process that takes time. But then I also don't want to I don't want to skip like that process, because the biggest victory is through the process.
Yeah.
There may be an end goal which you achieve, like winning the World Cup or something like that.
Yeah.
But think about the process. You've won group stage, you've won round of 16. That process shapes
yeah.
you, right? So I think what I would like is discipline and like guidance for me to build that discipline well. That's what I would like to ask Angel Gabriel.
That's really beautiful. And, God gives us what we ask for. When you ask for courage, He's going to give you something to face. When you ask for wisdom, He's going to give you problems to solve. So maybe He's already actually giving you what you've asked for. Elijah, what would you ask for? You can't say discipline. Okay, maybe if you also wanted to say discipline, it's now your first. Now, what would you ask for?
No, usually, okay, let me not make the podcast long, but like usually when I pray to God every day, there are 3 things I ask for Him: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So like those are usually the main. Let me say the main. I don't have a word, but like it's where I see we should focus more, because we can't do anything without wisdom. We can't advise someone without the knowledge and the understanding. You can't, for example, if someone gets into incident, you need someone who's well known and understanding, who won't like just send you for like deal with you crucially and like just give you punishment and stuff. Like you need someone who's understanding and like can see what you've gone through. Yeah,
that's a really good answer, and I won't ask a follow-up question for now. But Elijah, this is like a small follow-up on a point you had given when you're talking about the reason you wake up. Basically, there is this big gap. Even Peter, you could also answer this. There's this big gap between input and output. Like, I'm not going to be so fancy people, but even us sometimes, like everyone, sometimes you put in so little and you expect a lot. You've been there.
yeah, okay, yes. And mostly when it comes to the exam season we had like last week, right? So like I realized you can put in the time, the effort, and when it reaches the paper, like you put in everything, but like when the paper comes, you can't remember anything you've done. You can't because you are pressurizing yourself. Yeah. So I just think you like don't take things I don't say don't take things too seriously, but like everything has its limit. Yeah, and like you shouldn't put books as like your number one priority. You should also give it a limit. Yeah,
that's really, really important. So as we summarize this is the second last question, this time for real.
yes. Yeah.
And in case you guys give an interesting answer, man, you're going to tempt me. I have to ask a follow-up.
Okay.
So in case, the Bible says that we all ought to die one day. Every man is ought to die one day. Yeah, and I'm not saying now or 5 years from now, but for me, I want to go to heaven. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. God can take me like Elijah. Anyway, not you. Yeah, but in case we were to go right now, like, God has the right timing. In case we were to go right now, what would you want to leave behind? What's one thing that you've maybe learned about life? We know we are all still young. We're all below 18. That's one thing that you'd want to leave behind, like maybe something that you've learned, or I don't know, maybe your last words. What would your last words be in case, after maybe an angel comes and is like, after this, it's going to be your last public appearance. By public, I mean even to your family. So what would you want to leave behind? Peter, or should I start?
Okay, let me start.
Okay, you start.
What I would want to leave behind, I want to leave behind a memory of me, like something that my family or my friends can remember about me. Like, what, he was like this, he was like that. So that whenever they remember me, or like if they're going through a tough time, that they can remember maybe something I did or something I carried out that could maybe encourage you. Like, what I want to leave behind is encouragement to the people, because I don't think the world is going back to peace.
Okay, yeah.
So encouragement is going to help a lot of people to go through life.
Yeah, and Peter, on that, because we want to kind of summarize this, but something small on that. What do you think is stopping you from leaving that encouragement right now? Because you're now waiting for when that time will come and you start doing it. Okay, let me just be straightforward. Do you think right now, in case you were to go, you'd leave that encouragement behind?
That's a very interesting question.
Yeah. So let's leave it like that. And that question is not only to Peter, but to anyone, even to myself. Do you think, in case you were to go right now, the answer you'd want to leave as a mark is actually being made? So, Elijah, what would your answer be in case you were to go right now?
If I was to go right now, I don't know why I say this so much, but like, I just want to live like when the world has finally found its like it's at its normal state. Everyone is comfortable with everything they have, and like no one is fighting for this, that, and anything, land, property, stuff like that. But like, want to live when the world has want to live on the when everyone is
Content and great thankful.
yes, those are the words. Those are the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is really, actually, Elijah, your answer has many layers, and I won't over ask about it because it's going to prolong the whole thing. But the same question I gave to Peter. Do you think you're doing right now what could leave that mark, or what could bring that change? Because you don't need to be 60 years old, or you don't need to be a millionaire to bring that change, right? So, and even all those guys who brought change began from somewhere. So, do you think right now you're doing that? Okay, at least maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think you've begun?
I'll say 5. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have finally come to the end of our podcast. I know there are some questions you have left hanging, but that's probably, don't sit down and wait for the answers from these guys or from me. Probably also ask the same question to yourself in your life, right? And so the last and very final question on this podcast, it's a question I ask a lot of people. You guys have probably been thinking about the answer. Who would you want to have next on this podcast, or who would you want to see next? Whose story would you want to hear, or whose experience would you want to hear? I don't know who to start with. Who do you want to have next on this podcast?
I would say Ella, because she's very
Use words, but we don't understand.
but like Ella is very interesting. When you get to know her more, there are sides of her features you can different features you can get to know. Yeah.
Okay, let me just ask you one question, because it's who and a why. But why does Ella inspire you, or something of that sort? How does she inspire you?
Okay, she inspires me by even though there are days you can be down and like you're depressed, she will always find a way of making your day brighter.
Yeah, we really need such friends in this world. As Peter said, I don't think peace is coming. And maybe for us, we're still waiting for Jesus. Peter, who do you want to have next on this podcast? Who do you want to see?
See, that question is very nice and interesting, but I don't have a definite answer for that.
You can just say anyone.
But
yeah,
I think Elijah's answer is good. Ella has a lot of interesting stories she can tell, and maybe also she has interesting answers. I think Elijah's answer is good.
Yes, but now we want your answer.
I just said I don't have. I am not.
No, like just choose anyone. Yeah. Even though you leave this podcast and maybe you get another person who you'd want, you can still tell me about it, or you nominate. By the way, you guys, please remember to always nominate someone you want to see next on the podcast. This is the Million Friends podcast. Anyone is welcome. And your story matters. So who do you want to have? You don't have to overthink or say that if I say this person, other people would feel bad. Just say, okay, currently, who is inspiring you the most currently right now?
Okay.
Yeah, who's influencing you the most? And you'd probably want to hear more about that person. It may be someone, maybe David Goggins, or someone who's not even here. Just openly, not Bruce Lee. Who do you want to have next on this show?
I think who I would like to have next on this show is I think you should bring Elisha from our class on this show. You should bring
Elisha.
You should bring him. It's just like
Elisha, why?
It's just like inspirational or something. Like I just find his character to be interesting and
Elisha.
people really enjoy him.
Elisha.
Actually, you know what you should do? You should do a collab with him and Ella. You see what will happen.
Elisha. Elisha.
Trust me.
Even born on the same day.
By the way, for real,
Yeah.
yes. So that
That's
collab would be very
crazy.
nice.
Yeah. Is it 1st November? Oh no, 1st September.
Boy.
5 September. 1st September.
Well, so that has been today's episode of the Million Friends podcast. This is episode 3. How do you guys actually feel being the third episode, being on the third? You're basically the third and fourth, or third and fourth on this whole show.
Let's make a start. Just
four.
let's
Okay,
get yourself.
3 out of 1 million. How do you feel about that?
It feels nice, and like we have got a chance to share our story with the world and bring, I don't know how to say it, but like bring. Help me.
Okay, for me, it feels so nice. It just feels interesting because imagine, okay, I think I know you're going to blow up and stuff are going to happen, and you're going to find people who are going to really elevate this podcast. But being
Even
a third,
you guys.
being a third is going to really help. It's going to be very nice because imagine when someone asks you what have you done and just say, go to the third episode of this guy's channel, and when you're
Wow.
what
Now I see that dream. Now I see that dream.
exactly.
Yeah, so you guys, I know this, we are kind of crossing the time already. It's going into like 50 minutes or something. But I just got this interesting idea to do with you guys. So we are going to leave a time capsule.
It's fine.
A message for future you guys, maybe like 10, 15, 50 years from now.
Okay.
So maybe it could be a message, maybe like 5 words that set as a phrase, a quote. A message from maybe 13, 14, 15 year, 16-year-old you to maybe 40-year-old you to maybe even your grandchildren. Right? Okay. And maybe in the future, then or something like that, we shall upload it or something, or you'd come back to it. So what would you want to leave in the time capsule?
Like a quote, anything.
Anything. Okay, let me start so that you guys can see an example. So, hi, this is Shama from 2026. Right now I'm 17. And I don't know how old you are right now, Shama of the future. But I'd just like to tell you thank you for staying persistent, for not giving up even when people say mean things about you. And keep grinding. And I see that struggle you've been in, and discipline is something that is a lifelong process. I hope right now you're really disciplined and you're not thinking you're going to get disciplined once. Otherwise, all in all, my best food right now is chapati.
What shall it be then?
I don't know what food we shall have by then. And also don't drive a Tesla.
Cybertruck.
Don't charge a Hellcat. Yeah. So what would you leave?
Hi guys. Okay. Hi future me.
You can even hold the mic.
The first time. Okay, hi future me. I'd like to tell you to keep on walking the talk. Don't let anyone put you down. Always stay content and just be thankful for what you have. Yeah, and keep on bringing change to the world. Yeah.
Peter.
So, hi future Peter. I know you've achieved your dreams.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
I know you've achieved your dreams, but 3 things I want to leave with. 3 things I want you to always remember: be the change, be humble, and if you forget what your purpose, what the purpose of your life is, remember there is someone who has a better purpose for you. That's what I would like to leave.
Yeah, and with that being said, would you guys like to conclude today's episode?
How shall we do that?
I don't know, you talked of dancing. I'm joking. Anyway, that has been today's episode of the Million Friends podcast. This is episode 3. I'm Shama Matov, your host. And again, a shout out and a big thank you to the people who have allowed us to record from here at Shine Country Resort in Chigo. And also a big thank you to Peter's mom and dad and Elijah's parents also, mom and dad, for really accepting them and allowing them and really being supportive in this whole process, because I tried my best not to go behind any parents' back. Even I had to talk to my own parents before I called theirs. And I really just thank them for allowing you guys to come onto this podcast. And I'm sure your story and what we have talked about today is going to really inspire someone out there. You never know how far it goes. This video may get 5 views or it may get 500 million views. So you never really know how far it's going to stay. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
First, I have a question.
Okay.
You know how Mr. Beast did that video of hi in 10 years?
Yeah.
I have a challenge for you. I want you to record a video by yourself, separate. Hire me in 10 years, and we'll see how far it goes. If you're persistent and you see it, well and good.
Okay, big spoiler is I already have one of those.
Yeah, okay. Seems
Okay,
boring
just
ahead
that
of the time.
YouTube right now doesn't allow you to do 10 years. The most you can do is 2 years.
How did you do that? How did you do that?
But 2028, you'll see that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and please remember to talk about your best part of the video. That will show me that you've actually reached the end of this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you nominate someone for this show, and remember it's a Million Friends show. Anyone is welcome, everyone is welcome, and we'll see you all in the next one. Lydia, do you want to say a closing prayer? Okay, let's digress.
May the grace of the Lord,
And
may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ,
uh-huh,
and the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit
be with us all,
now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Walk that talk.
Stay hard.